Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parsha Vayechi. Rashi begins by telling us two reasons why Parsha Vayechi is a Parsha Stuma, a closed Parsha, that there is no gap, not even 9 letters. That's the minimum between two different Parshios and each other. This is the only Parsha that is sussum like this. He says, according to two of the 3 reasons of the Midrash Rabbah, the first one he shares is that Shenistamu einayhem shel Yisrael Mi'Tzeras Hashebud, that the eyes and the hearts of Yisrael, of the Jews, they were closed because of the beginning of the servitude. The second reason given is that Yaakov Avinu wanted to reveal the keitz. He wanted to reveal to his sons when Moshiach would come. However, the Shenistamu mimenu, Hashem concealed it from him. Question is, firstly, if the shibud didn't start until after the death of the last of the shvatim, which was Levy, then why does it say that they began suffering from the sorrows of shibud after Yaakov's death, which was much earlier? Second question is, Yaakov knew the time of the keitz. Why was it that now that Hashem hid it from him so that he didn't reveal it to the Bnei Yisrael? So the Rabbi Yonason Eibeschutz, 1690 to 1764, the great Dayan in Prague, and the Rav in Altona, Hamburg, and Wandsbek, the 3 communities there. So he says in the Tiferes Yehonoson that we can answer these questions by combining the 2 explanations of the Midrash Rabbah. First, we have to know a little background that when there's a nevuah, when there's a prophecy, a prophet is obligated to share any complete, clear prophecy that he's given. But if there's a chazon, which is a lesser, less clear form of prophecy, then he is not obligated to share it. And if someone's not a navi and he gets a clear nevuah one time, he doesn't have to share that either. The Zohar teaches us that the reason why Yaakov Avinu did not share the keitz of the Bnei Yisrael was meant to be a benefit for us, because we went through so many sufferings, so many sorrows and catastrophes and tribulations over thousands of years, that if we knew when the Moshiach was going to come, then we would have suffered more. Because right now we can say anything that happens is, oh, this must be Chevlei Mashiach, the Holocaust, or any other challenge. To some extent, it's minimized because, well, maybe it's just what we need in order to bring the Gula Shlema. But if we knew that the Mashiach was not coming till much later, then the suffering, the immediate suffering, would be much greater regardless. So when Yaakov and the shvatim, who were also Nevi'im, were unable now to see clearly the Zman of the keitz, that was a message based on what we said from the Zohar, that there's a reason for it not to be shared, and that's for our benefit, because it meant that Mitzrayim would not be the Gula Shlema, the final redemption, but there would be other sufferings that would come subsequent to them. And therefore, they realized the benefits that we mentioned before to ease the pain by giving us the hope that each time it's actual, the final redemption is coming, and that's why we are suffering. So now we can understand answer the questions, that when the Midrash says because, is telling us that because of the fact that Yaakov was not able to be Giloi the keitz, that was what made the shvatim realize that Mitzrayim wasn't a one and done thing, but that there would be later suffering that we'd have to deal with, and we need to benefit from the lack of knowledge of the exact timing. So then, but when they saw that, so but this revelation that there was future Golios was what caused them to shudder in a way, that Nistume Nehem Mi'Tzeras Hashebud was not regarding Mitzrayim, but they saw their eyes and their ears were closed because of the future many sufferings that we would have later on post Mitzrayim. So in the zechus of our limud Torah, and in merit of our tefillos, our davening, and our gemilas chasadim, our kind acts, may we be zochah to see soon the true revelation of the keitz, of the Gula Shlema. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week. and a wonderful Shabbos.